Cristiano Ronaldo's gesture backfires as ex-Liverpool man has last laugh. Just before receiving a red card during Thursday's match against the Republic of Ireland, Cristiano Ronaldo was spotted making a crying gesture toward Dara O'Shea in full view of the home supporters. While he appeared to have escaped punishment after elbowing O'Shea, a VAR review resulted in his dismissal. Ronaldo's actions swiftly backfired on him. Shortly after the Portugal captain was sent off, Irish supporters mimicked the 40-year-old's gesture. Portugal went on to lose the game 2-0, with Troy Parrott scoring both goals for Ireland. The Irish goalkeeper was Caoimhin Kelleher, the former Liverpool man who also saved a Ronaldo penalty when the two teams met last month. Thursday's result ensured Kelleher and everyone else associated with the Irish team had the last laugh after Ronaldo's gesture. Ronaldo's conduct proved costly for his side and may yet carry further consequences for him personally. Portugal's chances of mounting a comeback vanished as Ronaldo's team spent the final 30 minutes 2 goals behind and reduced to 10 players. This result means Portugal must still secure a positive outcome at home against Armenia in the country's concluding fixture to guarantee World Cup qualification. Should Portugal progress, Ronaldo faces potential suspension for the tournament's opening match if a ban exceeding 1 game is imposed for his conduct. Portugal boss Roberto Martinez came to Ronaldo's defense following the player's first sending off in over 200 senior international caps. Martinez said, "I think it's difficult for a player like Cristiano, who is in the area throughout the game and has to deal with defenders who are always making contact, always grabbing. There's no violence, Cristiano tries to clear the ball. He was unlucky. I think the angle of the images suggests worse than what happened. It's his first red card for the national team, which is still incredible." Ireland boss Heimir Hallgrimsson also addressed the dismissal after the final whistle. "He complimented me for putting pressure on the referee," he said when asked about his interaction with Ronaldo. "But listen, it had nothing to do with me, it was his action on the pitch that cost him a red card. It had nothing to do with me, unless I got into his head." Portugal can still secure first place by defeating Armenia, while third-placed Ireland and second-placed Hungary, a team that boasts Liverpool stars Dominik Szoboszlai and Milos Kerkez, remain in the hunt to reach the World Cup, either directly or via the playoffs. Ireland managed a 2-2 draw against Hungary at home, despite an early 2-goal deficit. A victory in Sunday's rematch would secure the Irish a playoff spot at the very least. Meanwhile, Portugal will face Armenia without Ronaldo due to suspension. Premier League panel make new decision on Virgil van Dijk goal in Man City vs Liverpool. The Premier League's key match incidents panel believe Virgil van Dijk's chalked-off goal in Liverpool's 3-0 defeat to Manchester City should have been allowed to stand. Nevertheless, it has also been concluded that VAR was correct not to reverse the on-field decision after the Dutchman's thunderous header was disallowed by Chris Kavanagh's assistant, Stuart Burt. The reigning Premier League champions would have drawn level at 1-1 had Van Dijk's effort not been dismissed due to Andy Robertson being stood in an offside position. Officials determined that the Scotland international was blocking Gianluigi Donnarumma's view as he ducked to let the ball pass through. The Times have now disclosed that the KMI panel have disagreed with the assessment of Kavanagh and Burt, though they also concluded that the VAR official involved, Michael Oliver, was correct not to step in. The panel comprises 3 former players or managers, 1 representative from the Premier League and 1 from the PGMOL. Liverpool manager Arne Slot was incensed following the loss to City. "I think it is obvious and clear the wrong decision has been made," he said. He, Robertson, didn't interfere at all with what the goalkeeper can do. Such was the Reds' frustration, they reached out to PGMOL chief Howard Webb to voice their concerns regarding the decision. Webb provided a justification for the ruling this week, acknowledging that Donnarumma saw the ball all the way but that it was not unreasonable for the officials to arrive at the conclusion they did. The assistant referee was heard stating, "Robertson's in line of vision, right in front of the keeper. He's ducked under the ball. He's very, very close to him. I think he's in line of vision. I think he's, Donnarumma, been impacted, mate." "Okay, so offside then," Kavanagh responded. His assistant then confirmed, "I think offside." The full VAR audio was released on Tuesday, with Michael Oliver at Stockley Park saying, "Chris, Kavanagh, it's Michael," confirming the on-field decision of offside against Andy Robertson. "He's in an offside position, very close to the goalkeeper and makes an obvious movement directly in front of him. Check complete, offside. Webb explained that the correct process was followed. They formed the conclusion that it impacts Donnarumma's ability to dive towards the ball and make the save, he said. Once they've made that on-field decision, the job of the VAR is to look at that and decide was the outcome clearly and obviously wrong. Only Donnarumma truly knows if he was impacted by this, and we have to look at the factual evidence. Antoine Semenyo to Liverpool transfer boost as Bournemouth chief accepts reality. Arne Slot's pursuit of Bournemouth star Antoine Semenyo could be given a boost, following the club's general manager's admission that it would be difficult to reject an offer from a club of Liverpool's stature. Tim Bezbatchenko, director of Black Knight Football Club and general manager at Bournemouth, made these comments on the Business of Sport podcast. The former United States international was questioned about Bournemouth's sale of several key assets this summer, including Milos Kerkez to Liverpool and centre-back Dean Huijsen to Real Madrid. Bezbatchenko acknowledged that there are certain clubs that the Cherries simply cannot refuse, bearing in mind they don't want to hinder players from joining their dream clubs. When a club like Real Madrid, Liverpool, PSG come in and they're competing for Champions League positions, who are we to say, no, you can't go, you can't fulfill your dream, he said. No, it wouldn't be like that for all clubs because not everyone is Real Madrid. But there is an opportunity, and everybody wins, right? I think that's what we're trying to find, this commonality where everybody can win. These words from Bezbatchenko will undoubtedly be pleasing to Liverpool's sporting director, Richard Hughes. Hughes, who originally brought Semenyo to Bournemouth in his previous role with the Cherries, will be hopeful that Bezbatchenko's admission means Liverpool can test Bournemouth's resolve for the speedy winger in January or the summer. The Ghanaian has netted 6 times and provided 3 assists in 11 Premier League appearances for the Cherries this campaign. He also found the net twice when Bournemouth visited Anfield on the opening weekend. Semenyo is believed to have a release clause written into his deal. While the exact amount remains undisclosed, Bournemouth is understood to value him at around $100 million. Should the Reds pursue their interest, they'll face significant competition for his signature. Both Manchester United and Tottenham were reportedly monitoring the situation during the summer transfer window. Both Manchester United and Tottenham were reportedly monitoring the situation during the summer transfer window. Reports suggest the Reds could make their move as early as January, with Arne Slot's side lacking pace and creative output from wide areas.